My name is Andrew Stotz from Stotz Investment Research, talking about world-class benchmarking for quality construction products, also known as Q-CON. The company's market capitalization is about 70 billion US dollars. It's a Thai company that produces and distributes lightweight, what's also called AAC, concrete blocks and strengthened wall panels for construction. Its brand name is Q-CON, and it has factories in both Ayutthaya and Rayong provinces. It also manufactures and distributes adhesives and rendering elements, as well as various tools and accessories. So, before we start, let me tell you the story of world-class benchmarking. As a sell-side analyst, I built my career analyzing the performance of companies. In 1995, I co-founded CoffeeWorks, a B2B coffee roaster with my best friend Dale. You can see him in that picture. Back then, I worked full-time at an investment bank, so my role with CoffeeWorks was only to advise the management team about how to become financially world-class. So helping the team was harder than I had thought. I started with traditional measures and things that I did at work, like profit margin and ROE, but the managers didn't understand these concepts. Next, since I was not only a practitioner, I was also a teacher of finance. I tried to teach. Bad news, the team had little interest in learning finance. This experience challenged me to develop a finance tool to help the CoffeeWorks team. To create this tool, I combined three resources: my database of financial performance of every company in the world, my knowledge of which financial ratios matter most to increase the value of a business, and my experience simplifying finance concepts from years of teaching finance. Now I combine these to create world-class benchmarking scorecard for CoffeeWorks. The scorecard focuses the management team on only one financial measure. It's easy to understand since it contains no financial ratios. It's not overwhelming. The one-page format arrives monthly. It doesn't change. Like in sports, the team knows when they are winning. And it challenges the team to become financially world-class by beating global peers. And that's hard. The world-class benchmarking scorecard proves so powerful that I now use it to evaluate every company I look at. Now there's three things that you need to know in order to understand the scorecard. First, the single measure is profitable growth. It's a combined score of profitability and growth. Second, a company's performance is ranked against its global peers. 1 is best, 10 is worse. Third, the scorecard presents 5 years, including the most recent 12 months. Now, let's use the scorecard on Q-CON. And here we can see that if we look at the top of the triangle, and I'll zoom in on it, we can see on the top of the triangle, the company's score has gone from a 10 to a 3 to a 1. So its current score is world class. The company is doing very well. And that world class is when measured against 460 small materials companies. So let's dig in a little deeper to understand where it's coming from. At the bottom of the triangle, if we look more closely, what we can see is that this performance is driven mainly not by profitability, but by growth. Profitability is a 6, which is worse than the world-class performance of the growth. In fact, what we can see, though, is that profitability has been improving from a 9 to a 7 to a 6. So it's just slightly below average. If we look at growth, on the other hand, and we zoom in on that, what we can see is that the growth rank of 1 is improved from a growth rank of 2. Overall, the company's growth is financially world-class. So now let's move into the bottom of the triangle. The bottom row is where we dig deeper to understand more. The two items at the bottom under each measure help us to understand where the performance is coming from. So let's start with the left side of this diagram, and what we can see is that the improvement that we've seen on the profitability comes mainly from a strong asset utilization. We can see that the asset utilization, though, has fallen slightly from a 2 to a 3. Now, on the profit margin side, the company has an underperformance on profit margin at a 7 ranking compared to the growth, the asset utilization. So now let's look at where is all this good growth coming from. And if we look at it, what we can see is that the growth is being driven by the sales growth, which is ranked at a 4, so slightly above average, and the margin change. Margin is slowly and steadily improving relative to its global peers. So this helps us understand the weakness of the company is profit margin, but the strength is that that profit margin is starting to get better. So what about you? Are you world class? Would you like to become world class? If you're a CEO, email me to see how world-class benchmarking can help make your company financially world-class. If you're an investor, well, leave a company name in the comments below, and I'll show you how it ranks. My name is Andrew Stotz, and I want to challenge you to become world-class.